The holiday season in New York City. A line of people with their backs to the audience bundled up in their warmest clothes. They gaze at a department store window behind them. In it, a single mannequin stands in a drift of tiny bells. She wears an elegant winter coat and looks as if she's running expectantly towards something off stage. The people in line also crane their necks to see whatever she's looking at.
I was trying to think of what was the most Christmassy aspect of New York, and I thought of the department store windows. And I started researching it and realized that it was this amazing untapped story about Dorothy Shaver, the first female executive of a department store.
And will do to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend the fashion of these United States.
Before Dorothy Shaver, designers had to go to Paris to get, even if they were American, to get established there. And she found them and nurtured them on home turf and gave them space at Lord & Taylor's and launched their career.
Dorothy is a very headstrong and independent woman who is discovering her new life in New York with her sister.
Ah! What is it?
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness!
Is there a mouse again? Don't worry, I've got just the thing for little Mickey.
Elsie enters in her bathrobe with a shotgun.
She is a character. She paints.
Did you go and paint the dog pink?
And she's in her own world. She's kind of like whimsical, that's the word.
I'm only saying if I hadn't rescued you in Chicago.
Then you wouldn't have forced me to move to New York with you.
Forced you?
You wouldn't have convinced me to make dolls for you to sell. Look, Elsie, look at those perfectly humdrum Kewpie dolls. Don't you think you could do something even better?
That's not at all how it happened.
Admit it. You're a career woman.
Rather than take her whole career at Lord & Taylor, I contracted everything to 1937, so she's entering in 37 and she's becoming the first vice president.
I'm going back to Arkansas, that little white spot in the road. His house with 7 pillars, that's my one and true abode. Yes, I'm going back to Arkansas.
I love the music.
I do too.
Music
Love
is
the music.
so great in the time period, the 30s.
We loved the idea of setting a musical in 1937 and exploring New York was such a crossroads of different musical idioms. There was hot jazz, there was big band, there was folk music going on in places. So we're trying to bring in all of that as represented by the different characters.
But kind of the main idea is that we're outside of the department store. We have a curtain that opens up so you could see whatever's inside, and we have like about 4 different Christmas windows. The design of the wall is based on the actual Lord & Taylor.
I feel like, movement of that time was really light, it was fun, it was, you danced in spite of.
Dorothy and her sister's slightly terrifying paintings. The use of line and pattern in American fashion, quite exciting in that time period. And I also brought a book of Parisian fashion from the same time, so you can kind of compare and contrast. And the American mannequin is much more casual.
One of the things that we try to do is bring professional artists from New York up to campus and make the students be part of that creative process.
It's very important as a college so close to New York that we connect to the emerging talent, because we want collaborators. We want them to see professional people collaborating together and how they work together and how they support each other. And so much of a performer is experiencing what a process would be.
We'll toss all our woes in the can.
It's how, during a time where nobody could buy anything, Dorothy Shaver managed to save Christmas for New York and to set an example for the country.